Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Washington Redskins football team and the Philadelphia Eagles and how we took the division against all the pundits' thoughts and wishes and dreams. This is much more live with Aaron and John. John, it's time to celebrate, dude.
Yeah, dude, finish the fight.
Yeah. Yeah. NFC East champs. Champs. Champs.
Who's
I
in
called
charge
it.
at the NFC East?
East. Yo. Everybody, welcome Harry Hog Football, episode number 512, in which we, the Washington Redskins football team, bring in our first NFC East title in 5 long years.
Excellent.
On top of that, we did it with a losing record. Who can do that?
I am so incredibly pumped.
Oh, I'm so pumped.
7-9, but it was
completely
enough.
It was enough. And everyone in the Discord was pumped throughout the game, well, except me, that I kept going, oh, we're going to blow it. Oh, we're going to blow it. Oh, we're going to blow it. We're totally going to blow it.
Oh, that 2-point conversion against the Giants on week 4 is going to come back to haunt us. Here
I'm
it
still
comes
talking
right
about
now.
it. Oh, this is going to stink. Oh, this is going to, this is going to, oh, no. The whole time I'm like, we got to get a touchdown here, even though we're up 10-0, and we're going to lose this thing right now. We gotta get
Dude,
one.
you totally said that because I was like, dude, we're up 10-0. And we're pretty much like just destroying them. They didn't have anything going on. Our defense was walking all over them. The offense was not looking great, but we're up 10-0. I was like, dude, we're totally winning. You were like, oh no, I don't feel it was, you were exactly right on. Cause you were like, I think they're going to come back.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were, and then
and
they did.
And then, then they put in Sudfeld, who someone in the Discord called our double agent.
Our double agent Sudfeld. Dude, we got to call this this podcast Double Agent Sudfeld.
Double agent.
Because when double agent Sudfeld somehow talked the I don't know, I don't know, he was whispering something in Doug Peterson's ear, and he was just like, "Let me play,
let me play,
let me play." And then suddenly Sudfeld is out there throwing up like 500 balls, like ducks, like throwing just stuff, like, getting sacked and just throwing things up in the air. Who's gonna catch it? No one knows.
Dude, our defensive line just freaking destroyed Sudfeld.
Destroyed him. And if the one thing that the Eagles did well was that Jalen Hurts scored 2 touchdowns running the ball as the quarterback. And that was he had a couple of good passes, but other than that, that's all he did in that game.
He did, and let's get serious. You look at the stats, and the Eagles sucked way more than we did. He ran for 2 touchdowns, but he still had 8 carries for 34 yards, dude. Yeah. His longest was 9. Kenny Ken is at work. He should be working, but instead he's listening to us. Will the Fifth,
dude, you're alive.
Will the Fifth is back. He's asking how to get on the live stream. I'm hoping Sean N can direct message him and get him on here, because we need to get
Sean N had to run out to the store, so he might not be back yet.
I don't know if Sean N's back. Hopefully, Sean N can direct Will the Fifth how to get on the stream. But yeah, we need to have Will on here because we haven't heard from Will in a while, and we need an update of what he's been doing.
Absolutely.
And Kenny Ken wants to hear his sound effect.
This is Kenny Ken from Canada, and you're listening to Harry Hog Football.
There it is. Remember the hog line, dude? We need to try to resurrect.
Yeah.
We need to resurrect the hog line somewhere, and like maybe Sean N can help us set up like a Discord channel for the hog line where people can leave their sound bites, and then I can pull them in from there. Like, I don't know, they can record a voice memo or something and upload it there. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure
people
does.
used to be able to call us on we had just like a number that went straight to voicemail, and we called it the hog line, and we would like call up, and after a game, if you're drunk or whatever and you want to complain, and if you have like the best call, we might use them on the podcast. And we did actually use a couple of people's calls on the podcast. They were pretty funny. And
like Kenny
we muted
and Will in Maryland. In fact, that's where that Kenny Ken sound effect came from, and we got tons of sound. Will would call in like every week.
Oh yeah, man, we've hung out with Will up in DC area, the DMV, before, and tailgating and whatnot, and hanging out in Arlington and whatnot. So it's good to see you back, dude.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get Will the Fifth in here, because we need to find out what he's been up to all these months and years since we last saw him at. I think the last time we saw him was when we were at the Washington. What game was that? Was it the one?
Was it the
one where Alex Smith got injured?
Where he broke his leg.
We haven't seen Will the Fifth since the day that Alex Smith broke his leg. I'm pretty sure. Man. I could be wrong, but we got to get him on the podcast. If Sean N can help him get into the live podcast channel, he probably doesn't know to click on it on the left, Sean. He probably doesn't know how to do that, so you might want to help him out if you can. But anyway, I'd like to give a shout out to DJ Cool4, who's hanging out in the YouTube chat. And of course, Sean N and Kenny Ken and Will the Fifth. But dude, let's talk about the game.
Let us talk about the NFC East clinching championship game, dude. That sounds like a good idea.
First of all, we came out and we started strong for the first time this year. We went up 10-0 when usually...
We scored in the first drive for the first time in the last game.
Long sustained. Wasn't it like 15 plays? It was huge.
It was a lot of plays. Like you and I were stunned.
And then we got that fumble, and I remember I was like, we got to get 7 here. We got to get 7. Like the whole game.
Yeah, right away. You were really, really just like, no, we have to pedal to the metal. We got to grind them down.
Yeah, and we only got 3 after that. Was it a fumble or a pick, the first turnover there? I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Trying to remember. 2 days ago, but it feels like it was like a week ago.
Well, we're old, dude.
Yes, we are old.
So,
let's see.
Dude, Will, here's what you do, man. You got to click on the channels on the left, like you're in the peanut gallery now. You got to click over there lower down where it says live podcast. Although Sean N might have to... Oh, he's working on it. Sorry, okay. I don't know. Sean might have to join.
Oh, he's working on it. Never mind.
We're working on it, dude. We're working on it. Okay.
Aaron's like, sorry, excuse me.
Dude, I really appreciate Sean N because I was trying to do all this stuff while the podcast was going on in the past, and now he's just jumped in to do this.
Yeah, and this has been like just like a godsend to Harry Hog Football with him helping us out, because it takes so much for Aaron to do the podcast and to do the sound, because there's always things that are changing.
Yeah. So we appreciate Sean N, the injury specialist, popping in there and
hanging out, helping out.
Also,
the Washington football team.
I want to point out, I may be a little premature in saying this, But Sean N is putting together a podcast where he's going to talk about fantasy football and other sports, and probably also a lot of Redskins news.
Whoa!
So that's going to be cool.
Nice.
So when he gets that together, we're going to have him on here to talk to you guys about checking out his podcast.
Nice.
So,
Right on, man.
He's working on getting all the equipment together. He was in the chat and Discord talking about that today. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Excellent.
so back to the game, dude.
Yeah.
So we started out strong. I'm sure you guys all watched it. 10-0. John was pumped. I was still super nervous.
Right.
Alex Smith, though, dude, the story of this game for me is he looked like a statue back there.
Oh man, even the announcers by the third quarter, the announcers were like, "Man, Sean or Alex Smith is really like he can't move. He just can't move." Like Tom Brady, and we'll talk about him more later. But Tom Brady is a quarterback that doesn't move. He's a statue. He's Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan, any Matt will do. Those quarterbacks are known as like kind of statues. Drew Bledsoe before Tom Brady. Up in New England, so
I know, and that's what makes me think we might have a shot this weekend.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Whenever there's a statue quarterback in there, Wentz. Anyone else? Fill in the blank. I'm having trouble thinking of it right now, but they're like sitting ducks. The reason why Jalen Hurts, even though his numbers wouldn't support it, and I'll go over those.
Jalen Hurts quarterback rating of 25.4.
Yeah, I'm going to go through this in a minute.
Yeah.
But the only reason why we weren't getting there more often is because our pass rushers were hesitant to just go straight after the quarterback.
Right away, yeah, because I guess they were. Well, at the very beginning of the game, it looked like there was a spy back there. It looked like Holcomb was spying on Hurts. And then, the next drive, it looked like he wasn't, and Hurts started getting he started having more positive plays, and so I don't know if there was like a rotating who was checking on Hurts as a spy or what, but that was something that was some drives you could see it, and some drives you were just like, where's the spy? Seriously,
dude, I know that all these other fans, like these Giants fans and other teams, were talking about Peterson, pulling Hurts and whatnot. But if you strictly look at Hurts' numbers,
right?
Strictly look at his numbers and say, is this a quarterback that should have been pulled from a game? 25. Yeah. I see 44.5, but maybe I'm looking at a wrong thing.
I'm looking on Yahoo, so
okay.
It may be different.
Okay, so let me just bring this up here.
Okay.
All right, so look at this. He completed 7 passes in 3 quarters. 3+,
yeah.
Right? 3 and a little bit. For 72 yards.
72 yards.
And one of those was a 30-yard pass. So it was 42 yards passing, except for the one lucky pass he got down the field to J.J. Arcega W.
To that college wide open guy.
Yeah. I mean, this dude wasn't... And then you're like, yeah, well, he ran for a lot. He did run for 2 touchdowns on us, but...
He did.
His rushing yards were 8 carries for 34 yards. He had averaged coming into this game in his other 3 previous games 80 yards a game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you don't want to understate it. He ran for 2 touchdowns, so that's huge. That's absolutely huge coming from a quarterback. That means you have a quarterback who can move. But we could see while he was playing, he had a couple of good throws or lucky throws, and he had some really, really bad incompletions as well.
And there were also I called this out when it happened. There was that one drive they had where he got one of those touchdowns where I want to say the refs, because there were some ticky-tacky calls. The refs gave them 3 first downs when we had stopped them. When we had stopped them.
Yeah. That one drive, Cole Holcomb got in trouble on that.
Fuller got called for a pass interference when the ball was out of bounds anyway, and
right.
There was some other one that I thought was...
There were 3 in a row on that drive, and I think 4 total.
Yeah.
But 3 in a row, man.
Yeah, I mean...
So the referees were definitely calling ticky-tack fouls in that game, and that you hate that when the referees don't allow the players to play in any sport. Any sport, let them do handshakes. Let them like bump each other, man. Let them be physical about it. That's why you love to watch sports.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't even have been as close as it was, except for our ineptitude on offense. We started running really well at the beginning. In fact, Gibson had 75 yards on 19 carries. Right. But dude, Smith had
untold
2 picks.
There, 75 yards is a good game. It's not a 100-yard game, but that's a good game for Gibson, the rookie, to come in on. I'm sure he's still got that turf toe that's bothering him. So that's good. That's good stuff from him. But
Alex Smith looked like he was checking off a lot. Remember, they kept giving us that little 3-yard check off to the right side.
Yeah.
Was it to McKissick?
To McKissick. Yeah. It was like a 4-yard. It was like a 4-yard check, like over and over and over. We did it at least 4 times in that game.
Yeah. McKissick had 5 catches. So I don't know how many of them were that.
I think 4
like all
were.
5. 5 catches for 30 yards. So that's what it was. 5 yards. 5 yards. 5 yards.
Yeah.
So they kept giving him that, but then, dude, Chris Collinsworth and Al Michael kept talking about how if they made him move, he was off. Now, one of his picks was when I think it was Logan Thomas fell, right? But one of the picks he had,
Logan Thomas just fell down, and that's not the first time that's happened to him this season either.
I heard today,
we can't put that one on Smith.
But I did hear today that someone said that the linebacker was making a beeline for it anyway. So I don't know.
Well, as we know, at the beginning of the season, Logan Thomas kind of sucked. But I don't know if they saw promise in him or if they saw that he was the best running or tight end that we had. For this year, but he's really, really been like, I'm sure he's like a fantasy football top 5 tight end, just scoring touchdown after touchdown. And at the beginning of the year, you were just like, he can't catch anything, and now he catches everything.
Yeah, he's come a long way. Cameron Curl, oh my goodness, he was our 7th round pick. Was he our last pick? I
think so. Jeremy Reeves from 2 years ago.
So both of these late round dudes had picks. That's like 2 more picks than Josh Norman.
Yeah, I mean, and I know Sudfeld, again, he was up there just throwing up a ball going 500. Psh! So anybody was going to be able to catch like at least one of those. But still, like Jalen Hurts, he was not good, but he did score 2 touchdowns. Yeah. So I was very, very worried about him in that game. And then suddenly out of the blue, except for those who read the story before the game that he might put in Sudfeld for some reason, he put in Sudfeld. What was he, a 6th round pick with us a few years ago, like 5 years ago?
The football gods were smiling on us because I have to say, even though I still think we could have won this game with him in there based on the fact that we completely shut them down in the 3rd quarter and they had like 7 plays or so inside the 10 after was it a pick that they couldn't capitalize on going on 4th down. We still shut them down in that 3rd quarter. So I still think we had a good chance of winning. But I will say when what's-his-face, Peterson pulled Hurts and put in Sudfeld, I was smiling at my seat. I was like, I
think all Washington football team / Redskins fans were going, oh, okay, if you say so, go ahead and put him in because, I guess you wanted to see what he had. Really, Nate Sudfeld's a free agent because for the Eagles, the season is over because it went last place in the NFC East. They suck.
You mean the last place Philadelphia Eagles?
The last place they suck, but
the ones that the pundit said we were going to win it?
Yeah. They
the pundits. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought on that.
Oh, sorry, because I said the word pundit.
Pundit.
Pundit. Yeah, I don't know what your train of thought was either. But I will say Kenny Ken has a good point in here in the chat room on Discord. No excuse. They benched 8 players pulled Hurts, and we still struggled to finish the game. Then he says no excuse again to drive home his point. We play like that again, we're going to get smoked. You're right. We got to figure out something on offense. We got to.
Tampa Bay's defensive front four are good. They're really good.
And we have nothing.
Alex Smith can't run away.
He can't move.
Yeah.
Now, I will say today I heard Ron Rivera's news conference, and he said he's thinking about rotating the quarterbacks. I wanted to see what you felt about that, and anyone in the peanut gallery wants to chime in.
Rotating the quarterbacks? Like
college style.
College?
Yeah.
Like
you need like Tua and Jalen Hurts.
Well, how about that? You don't see that very much in the NFL. I do remember seeing it like at various points in the past, and it was like a little blip on the screen. You know why? Because it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't work, but my question to this isn't so much that he wants to rotate the quarterbacks, or is it like Smith isn't feeling so good, let's bring in Heineke to give him a little rest because we're rotating quarterbacks, and then if Heineke plays well, it's just like, well, we had to go with the hot hand.
We'll just rotate right to the Heineke side.
It's like trying to like tiptoe into those waters, without being like, we're going to play Heineke, and then some people are angry, and then,
River Ron is so loyal to his players that the players that like buy in, not like Darius Geis or people like that, the players that buy in and they give 100% to the team kind of guys. I lost my train of thought again, man.
Sorry, dude. I can't really find it.
I don't think it was anything with you. I just lost it. It's gone.
You're just tired.
Yeah, it's because I'm tired. It's because I'm old.
Getting old. We've been doing this show for over 15 years, dude.
Dude, tell me about it. We are the first Redskins fans podcast. But I was going to say something about somebody was calling something out about what we were talking about with the Redskins / Washington football team in Discord, and I was going to point out our Discord channel, which is right down below my chin if you're watching on YouTube or anything like that.
Or whatever you might be watching.
Or whatever it could be,
YouTube. It's discord.gg/5YW5YFT. If you want the invite, there it is. And if you're listening,
check it out. We have people that are in there. They kind of monitor more or less 24/7. People are on and off all the time. Like I have it on my phone. Mm-hmm. It sends me a what do they call that when they send when you're on your phone? It sends you like random messages about stuff.
Notifications.
Sends me notifications about what's going on.
What is this newfangled notification thing I'm getting on my phone?
What is this thing here? I don't know what this thing does.
Dude, remember back in the day when you were trying to explain to me why text messaging was useful, and I'm like, why don't you just call someone? It's much easier.
Dude, I said the same thing, and finally I started using it, and I was like, oh my god, text messaging is like ah.
And then Twitter, and I'm like, why would you want to type like 30 characters or whatever it was? I don't know. That means we're getting old when we don't get this stuff, and it has to be explained to us.
It does. And if you go into our Discord channel, things in there can be a little bit complicated because we have different channels. We have the peanut gallery that everybody can go into. Aaron, what else do we have up in there? We have the Founders channel where you and I go into, and Josh when he decides to become available because he's a fair weather fan.
I don't even think they see that channel.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Basically, the peanut gallery is the main hangout, and then live podcast, which I think Sean N is helping out Will right now, trying to get him on the show. But the live podcast channel on the left, you click into the ready to go live, and Sean N sees you in there and chats with you, and then he'll drag your drags your name into the live podcast channel, because I don't think you're allowed to join it on your own. I could be wrong. And then you're on the podcast. So if you have something you want to say, just pop in there. And
Actually, Kenny Ken just stated that we are 6th in the league in sacks, and Tampa are 5th.
If Tampa's ahead of us, we've got to do something on offense or we're going to get smoked. It's
That's the whole thing about me. Oh, what I was talking about before with the Riverboat Ron being all loyal to his quarterbacks. He has got to know that Alex Smith is not going to be our best quarterback in that game. Like
He
Taylor
knows.
Heineke.
Dude,
I know
knows
he's been on like 3 teams. He was very injury prone. That's why he was out of the league, because he just kept getting injured all the time. We probably have a better shot with him back there all the time. So we're gonna see. I mean, it's very. We're gonna see. Oh, Will the Fifth just said, "Well, fellas, I tried."
I don't know what that means.
Oh no.
We might have to have Sean in on here to help us figure out what's going on with that. Here's my point. During that whole game, I kept going back and forth. It was in the second quarter, and I was like, we need to pull Alex Smith. He can't move. He can't do anything. And then he came down there and had that touchdown drive.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, he did just score us a touchdown. You were like, yeah, I know.
I was like, okay, give him another shot. And then when we got into the third quarter and it was getting close, at that point I was like, you know what? We could win or we could lose, but I kind of feel like Alex Smith, after all he's gone through, has earned the chance to kind of finish this game and see if he can pull us through. And if not, we get a better draft pick. And if we do, he pulls us through.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of worried about with this game is that maybe that's why Riverboat Ron says they're going to do the rotation of quarterbacks, like we've talked about a little bit. Actually, is that he's
speaking of
Alex,
the rotation.
Tampa Bay's front four is really good. They're going to just really, really test our offensive line.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of rotating quarterbacks, here's what I want to do. It looks like Sean In and Kenny Ken are in here. I want to have them come on just for a few minutes and see what they think about the rotating quarterbacks things. We got to be careful with Kenny Ken because he gets pretty animated. He is from Canada. And David Herzing, if he wants to pop in. Anyway, so let me see. Maybe if let's see if Sean In wants to pop in first if he's available, then we can see. What do you guys think about the rotating quarterback situation this week and your feelings on that? I don't even see my mouse, dude. Okay, there it is. So, Sean, are you there, Sean In? I don't think he says 1 second. Oh, yeah, there he is. There he is. There's Sean.
I think I hear him.
You're on, dude.
All right. Hey, so like I said in the peanut gallery, I mean, it's far-fetched, but if you line Alex Smith up as a true quarterback, Heineke up to the left of him, and Gibson up to the right of them, you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.
Heineke next to Alex Smith.
Just think about the opportunities.
We could run the Super Wildcat, the double Super Wildcat.
Double Super Wildcat. I mean, we could.
We could. We could have 2 quarterbacks back there all the time. One of them's got to run, and everyone knows it's not going to be Alex Smith. Alex Smith will be on like some kind of keeper. Try to run it one time, and it'll just get flattened.
Yeah, I want to get this information out of you though, Sean In. Who do you think should play quarterback this week?
After what I saw last week, I think we should give Heineke the shot. I really think. I mean, he seems to be obviously 100% healthy, as I stutter on my words. But no, he seems to be healthy, and Alex Smith there's something wrong with Alex Smith. Like, you can tell just by the way he was standing, and every time he would throw, he would pick his right leg up and then dart the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
we cannot underestimate the fact of all the things that happened to his leg. Like, there could be things going on with his leg that no one has ever seen before because of how unique everything was with his leg. I mean, you guys saw the pictures of his leg in the documentary. It's crazy.
Project 11. When they showed where they actually had to cut the tissue. He actually saw a military specialist because they said it was like equivalent to a blast.
Yeah.
A blast.
Yeah. I mean, and now he's also, I mean, I would say 99.99. In fact, he might be the first ever person that had that something like that happened to their leg, has not come back to play professional football,
Football.
starting.
Dude, don't
and
forget,
leading people in
he
these
was
games.
what was it, his first game against the Rams? And Aaron Donald just jumped on his back for a piggyback ride for like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
He's got a titanium rod in his leg, his lower leg, to replace bone that's no longer there.
But I will say for I would at least still give Alex Smith a shot, but not to be afraid to pull the plug if it's going down south. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait too late when Tampa Tom is going darting down the field left and right, and we're just sitting there stalling out every drive.
Yeah. We can't. I mean, we got it. And I think maybe that's why Ron said that, because he'll probably start with Alex, and then if Alex stutters, which I think he will because he can't move, then they won't hesitate to put Heineke in there, and it's kind of like, and if he does well, they'll keep him in. If he doesn't, they probably will rotate. If Heineke doesn't play any better, then they're going to go back to Smith. That's the only rotation I see.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Heineke is going to be the starting quarterback on Saturday night.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to start with the whole rotation thing. And they'll start to see, okay, how is he doing right away? Because if he's doing all right, he wants to leave him in as long as he can, and then he can intersperse Alex Smith into the lineup as he needs to do.
David Herzing brings up a good point, though. He says, I don't think they're going to rotate. They just want Tampa to waste time preparing on both.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean,
See, that's what I love
true.
about
Could be.
Riverboat Ron. Riverboat Ron doesn't. Club J was always like really funny, and you'd laugh at him and blah blah blah, but he always like put out stuff that people didn't need to know. Like in New England, when was the last time you heard Bill Belichick tell you about somebody's injury that didn't need to be like public? They're very tight-lipped up there, and that's the way like all professional football teams should be, in my opinion. So I like to see that Ron's kind of, circling the wagons with the team now. I like it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Sean, and thanks again for stepping in and
Absolutely.
with the sound checks and all that. So what happened with Will? He just couldn't get it together today. Maybe next time.
All right. So I even went as far as making a dummy channel just for him to join to see if he can join with no permissions. It has to be his device. I gave him. I told him to uninstall, reinstall the application to see if that works. Also,
he has to does he have to give permission to the app to use his mic or one of those dumb things?
It could be, but it's not even
Maybe.
letting it's still letting him join the channel. But it's not even letting him join the channel.
Oh, okay. I thought you had the ability to drag someone in as a mod. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that here. I want to get thanks for everything, and I want to see if we can get Kenny Ken to pop into the voice channel and see what his thoughts are for the rotating quarterback idea. And Sean, be on the ready to moderate the moderator because he can get a little crazy.
Moderate the moderator.
All right, Sean Inns popped
Moderator.
out, and I don't know. I guess Kenny Ken is going to pop into the
moderator.
live podcast channel and come on the air. We'll see if he can figure it out.
Dun, 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 the moderator.
The moderator.
The moderator.
He's still chatting things in there. We are waiting on you, Kenny Ken. He keeps saying how he wants to be on here and be the first guest, and then he's, Oh, and he wanted to get the I Called It award. We were supposed to give him that last week.
Oh, dude, yeah, I forgot about it. And of course,
I
remember reading about that, and I was like, man, I'm totally gonna forget about this.
We were also hoping to get an appearance from the infamous Josh on here.
Oh, you mean Fairweather Josh?
He said he might come on.
Fairweather Josh. Fairweather Josh. Starting to get turned in spring down in Raleigh.
Kenny Ken is laying down. So he's what? Dude, we don't need to know about that. We can't have that kind of stuff.
We don't need to know about laying down.
I'm good, dudes. Next time. I mean, earlier in the Discord room, Kenny Ken was talking about how much he loves Tua and how much we should have tanked for him and how much he wants to trade for him. So, you know.
Tua's an exciting character, but I mean, he's just like Kyler Murray. He's like really more than Kyler Murray. He's like RG4, man. Yeah. One injury and the train ride's over.
I'm kidding about that. He was adamant that he really did not want Tua.
Come on this time.
So I'm making that up. So any second now he's going to be like, I do not.
Moderated. Thank you, Sean N.
Thanks for moderating it.
Dudes, I just got a text from my friend and Tampa Bay Buccaneer season ticket holder, Tom.
Tom M.
Tom M.
Not Tom B.
M. I asked Tom M earlier. I said, anything you worried about in this game against your Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Saturday night?
You guys, man.
When Tom Brady really should probably be going to bed because he's old like me.
He's the same age as me, dude.
Isn't he 44?
Yeah, that's how old I am.
44, like John Riggins' age, man.
Mm-hmm. And Tom
John
Brady's
Riggins' number.
I'm in so much better
Tom
shape than Tom Brady, though. Seriously.
Tom said he is worried about our defense, Chase Young.
Of course.
So, of course, I think everybody should be worried about that because that's the way it's working with the Washington football team. You know what nobody is saying they're worried about with us is our quarterback right now.
Our offense. Or our offense.
So hopefully we'll get some more offensive weapons in the draft and free agency. We should have a good free agency this offseason. And we will talk about that on Harry Hog Football episodes of the future beyond this 5-12.
It's going to be like beyond 5-16 after we win the Super Bowl.
Exactly. And my friend Tom also said he likes Riverboat Ron. He's not afraid to take chances. And remember, he's a Bucs fan, season ticket holder. And, of course, they play the Carolina Panthers twice a year. So he's been watching Riverboat Ron for a long time.
And also, we hate Tom Brady. That's what you can say to him.
Tampa Bay.
And that was the report from across enemy lines, dudes.
Down to Tampa Bay.
Sean N is bringing up Montez Sweat. Yeah, let's get back to this game. Sweat.
Man, Montez Sweat. It's almost like, I swear, Dexter Manley, Charles Mann.
Yeah.
Dexter Manley, Charles Mann. That's what we have.
Didn't Sweat knock out the ball that Chase Young just took
like
from
a little loaf of bread?
Like, I'm taking that, dude. You're not getting this ball.
He picks it up like it's like a little like baby chihuahua.
I know most linemen, if I would have seen him running over there, I would have been like, just jump on the ball. But when I saw it was Chase, I was like, yeah, you can pick it up, dude. You're not going to kick that around.
Neither one of us were like, jump on it. We were just like, he's got it. He's fine.
But Montez Sweat has been insane. And I don't know if you guys saw the sound bites. It's in our Discord room somewhere that Kenny Ken posted from last week. Chase Young's mic'd up like the full thing.
Oh yeah. I know it's in the peanut gallery.
But they were like,
you might have to scroll a bit to get to it though.
Talking about the Panthers, like Chase Young goes over to Montez Sweat and he's like, all right, on 75, I get my sack, then we'll switch sides. Oh, and he was totally joking. My favorite thing, and we got to get this soundbite for our soundbite for our board here. When Chase Young was totally joking the stadium announcer, which we always do when we're at the games, it's third down. And he was like, it's 3rd and 1. It's third and one.
Dude, and remember, he grew up in the DMV area. So, like, he's gone to Redskins games, I'm sure, as like a kid when he was growing up. So he's listened to that stadium announcer. It's third down.
It's 3rd and 1. It's 3rd and 1. Dude, it was hilarious. And then I also enjoyed like the post win last night, two nights ago. Facebook Lived, Chase Young Facebook Live some of the celebration in the locker room, and I thought it was super cool how he was going over to all like the assistant locker room guys and pulling them into his live feed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's making sure that everyone's getting like some appreciation. It's really, really nice to see that. And the guy's a rookie. Like, this guy is a leader. He's a rookie, and he's just taking over the team. It
makes me feel like we're gonna be here for a while. That defense is gonna be,
dude. We're
gonna be feared for a while.
Like to re-sign.
We just need to re-sign him right now for 20 years. Just lock. Has anyone ever locked up a rookie for 10 years? Because we need to do it.
Grecian Acropolis.
We just need to start talking right now about extension, like in year one.
Chase Roulier just signed an extension for
4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Which I think is good. I've liked him ever since he first started. I mean, didn't we get him like 3rd round?
He was in the 6th round, dude, from Wyoming.
6th?
From Wyoming. He's a
good.
6th rounder, dude.
He got paid.
It's like a $40 million contract right around there, and I think 19.5 were guaranteed. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he's been a solid lineman. He's been a solid center. You're not watching Chase Roulier being like, oh, I hope he doesn't have a bad snap right now. Like, he's solid.
Knock on wood.
Contributes. Yeah, contribute.
Yeah, but I've never been thinking that. Like, every single time Dustin Hopkins kicks, though, dude. He was 100% last night, 2 nights ago.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
And I was like, every single time
Dustin Hopkins would come out, you were just like, no!
I'm like, just go for it.
You were just like, dude, go for it. Just go for it. I'm like, dude, it's 4th and 6. You're like, I don't care.
It's 4th and 6. It's 4th and 6 from our own 25. It hasn't stopped us before. Oh, man. Anyway, okay. Yeah, Sweat had a huge game. Logan Thomas with that huge touchdown catch where he just squeezed that ball like a nutcracker, like a ball cracker.
The ball cracker.
Dude, he just went up and got that.
Logan Thomas is now the ball cracker.
The ball cracker. That dude,
He's a ball
man.
Cracker.
All right, the beginning of the season, we called him no hands, and he's like progressed probably more than maybe anyone else on the team except for maybe Cameron Curl.
How many touchdowns does Logan Thomas have on the season?
I don't know. Oh, here, I can click
8?
on the stat.
9?
I can find it right here.
8? 9? Something like that?
He has 2020. Where are they? He's got not one. Oh, that was in this game. Where's all of it? One receiving touchdown. Let's see. I'm trying to find it.
He's working.
I don't know. It took me somewhere that I didn't want to be. So I don't know. Anyway, he's got a lot. Let's just say. Yeah,
yeah. So anyway, so we've got basically Charles Mann and Dexter Manley. If you're not going to get blitzed and crushed by the defensive end on one side, you're going to get hit from behind by the other side on the blind side.
Here's the thing.
I like it. It's really nice. It's really refreshing to have this kind of defense.
Dude, here's the thing that I'm really excited about. The production that we're getting out of these young, not costly dudes. Because now going into the off season, I mean, we could focus on a lot less positions than we did this year, thinking that we were just going to completely suck in the secondary. And then if you remember, Landon Collins went down and we're like, oh, great. Now we don't have anyone except Apke. But
really. And then Curl out of nowhere. There's this guy named Curl. Where'd he come from? 7th round. He's from Arkansas. He's pretty good.
I mean, it got to the point until like last week. I kind of forgot that Landon Collins was even on the team because I wasn't like, oh man, we so need Landon Collins back right now.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Who's thinking that right now? You know what I think every week about that guy sometime during the football game? Every week I think, how much would it cost to cut Landon Collins?
Yeah.
Before next season. And he's I know he's expensive. I know it's like a forward salary cap hit. So we have to cover that in the future as well.
But we'll talk about who we need after the season. Let's get back to the game.
Yeah.
I keep trying to go into my excitement about this team next season.
I'm so pumped. We're in the playoffs, man. We're in the playoffs. And you know who's not in the playoffs? The Giants.
Oh, here. I found it, dude. He has 6 touchdowns this year. 6.
Okay.
72 catches, dude. That's a good amount. 670 yards. And he averages 9.3 yards a catch.
Yeah. And that's after he dropped all those passes. Like the first 3 games, and then he had one really, really good game. And then he had another like super bad game, like right after we talked about him being like, man, he's starting to turn the corner. And no, he didn't. But he did.
Mm-hmm. Dude, look who popped in the podcast. It's Shanny. AKA Shanny's Glass Eye. What's
long
up,
time
dude?
Listener. Long time Redskins fan.
Mr. Greener D is in the YouTube chat room. What's up, dude? He
dude.
He says move Collins to linebacker.
Greener D said move Collins. Yeah. Move
I'm glad
Collins
you
to
said
linebacker.
that. The whole time in this game, every time they would run it around the edge or Jalen Hurts would run around the edge, we see like some big, slow linebackers that can't get to him.
They can't.
In fact,
like right now, our worst position on defense is linebacker. Like we've got Cole Holcomb who's like playing above his poundage, and we've got like there's a dude at the end of his career. There's another dude who's really at the end of his career, Kevin Pierre-Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Just our linebackers, they're just slow as molasses, man.
No, who's the dude that's retiring after the season? The old linebacker.
Dude. I can't remember. Thomas
Davis. It's like
Thomas Davis Sr. or something like that.
I get the name confused because it's so generic.
I don't know. He didn't play in this game because he was hurt.
Anyway,
So,
yeah, that is a good idea, Mr. Greener D. Move Collins to linebacker. I mean, it could work, dude. He's big. He can't cover like linebackers. And
he can't cover. You move him to an outside linebacker.
He's pretty fast though. That's
and dude, Aaron, you brought this up during the game. Like I don't remember if you were joking about it or not, but you were talking about having more defensive backs in the defense than linebackers. Like if you have a plethora that you can sign and have on your team that are really good, you know, they're quick, they're fast. That's kind of a good defense when you have like only like 2 linebackers on the field and like a bigger defensive back area. You know what I'm talking about?
No, because I was not paying attention to you because I was looking in the chat rooms. At least I'm going to admit it.
Like, dude, when you have a plethora of defensive backs, so you have you play like a nickel or a dime defense a lot. So you only have like for a lot of plays, you only have 2 linebackers.
Oh yeah, we talked about this during the game.
Yeah,
like I don't want any linebackers during the game. Right after I was like, why are our guys are so slow? They can't get over there. They can't.
That's
stop.
Dude, I've heard of worse things. Trying worse things with him. He just needs to like drink some like Mega Man vitamin like protein shakes during the off season to put on like 20 pounds of muscle up in his shoulders or something.
Now, if I remember correctly, though, isn't Landon Collins kind of a large dude?
He's kind of a large dude. He's not like Sean Taylor large.
I'm gonna try to bring him up and see if I can find his.
He's still pretty large, but he's not like that large, you know.
Let's find his physique. He's 6'0".
While Aaron's looking up his physique,
I'm trying to find out Landon Collins' physique. Yeah, he's 6 foot and 218 pounds. His physique. Can't talk about this on this show.
Man. Heineke. I'm telling you, I think he might be our only hope with this game with Tampa Bay's defense.
Yeah, I don't know. It could get ugly.
Ugh.
I mean, it could get ugly. Like if you say that our defenses are about on par with each other, which
they really
was
kind of
5
are.
and 1 was 6, and then you've got Tom Brady and then our statue.
Yeah,
you gotta try
really.
something. I mean, you guys have good points. Maybe they're not rotating at all, and they just want them to prepare for both because we need some.
I've got a good point to bring up too. Tampa Bay has only beaten, just like the Washington football team, they've only beaten one team with a winning record this entire season.
Who's that?
I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Someone was saying that they got beat by the Bears. I would put the Bears on par with our team pretty much.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Quarterback.
I also feel like we would have beat the Seahawks if it wasn't for was that the injury game?
Oh, what's any of these people?
I can't.
I'm looking at Tampa Bay's schedule right now, and I'm like, win. That's not against a winning team. Win, not winning team.
Win.
Win, not and winning team. They lost to Chicago. They beat Green Bay. That was the only team with the winning record that they've beaten this entire year.
Oh, really? But
so
Green
Tampa Bay, they're not.
But we beat.
They're not
You could also say we
like
beat
that.
the Steelers, who were first place.
And we beat the Steelers, who were in first place.
They're 12 and or they're what? They've only lost 3 games. The Steelers, right? What is that? 13-3? Is that correct? No, they lost the other day. I don't know what they are, but they have a really good record, and we beat them. That's
And
all
we
that
beat
matters.
them. That's the important part.
We have a chance, is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter
have
now.
a chance.
Everybody is 0-0.
Everybody is 0-0. It's the playoffs, man. I mean, geez, the Giants, the team that we took the playoff spot of, if you listen to those Giants fans, won't shut up. The Giants won 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years by beating Tampa Bay, by beating
Patriots.
New England, the Patriots. One year, the Patriots were undefeated. And I think both times, one time I remember for sure, and maybe the other time as well, they were like a wild card team.
Yeah.
Anybody can win in the playoffs. Anybody. They just got hot at the right time. Somehow, with Eli Manning, they got hot at the right time.
Which I kind of felt like we
Crazy.
were doing until Alex Smith got injured. And now that he's come back, he's not looking the same. So that's my main concern.
Yeah.
And, whatever. Oh, and I want to call this out to all like the Giants fans that are whining about the Eagles. Win more games next time. And then they're talking
Win more
about,
games. Jeez Louise, what are you supposed to do?
quit whining. Why do the
Golly.
Eagles care if you go to the playoffs? If they wanted to put in Sudfeld to see what he could do or to get a better draft pick, why do they care about you?
They were trying to figure out if they wanted to keep Sudfeld. He was at the end of his contract. They were like, is he worth keeping as our third quarterback? And the answer is probably not.
And the Giants were pointing out how they had swept us. And it's like, dude, you won by a combined 4 points. And one of those games, we could have easily tied it with an extra point. And I still, to this day, don't know why we didn't. And I'll always talk about it.
It's a valid point.
Yeah, stop putting your fate in other people's hands. Go do your own jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were hoping that the Eagles would win so we can go to the playoffs.
It was just a couple years ago where we had a chance to win the division with 2 games left, and we lost both those games. All we had to do was win one of those 2 games, and we lost both.
Yeah. Probably to the Giants.
Probably, or the Eagles.
Yeah.
And
You know what else was really refreshing?
It was really refreshing to see 7 sacks, though. I can't remember the last time we had more than 2 or 3.
I think we only had 3 in this one, but it was really refreshing to hear Will's voice.
It was really refreshing to hear Will's. Well, we haven't heard his voice, actually. But we did see him in text form. Hopefully we'll get the voice thing fixed for next week.
Yeah.
After we beat Tampa Tom and the Tampa Bay
Tampa Tom.
Buccaneers.
This is going to be really,
Look at him
it's
selling us
really
the
going to be a battle of 2 strong defensive front fours versus 2 statue quarterbacks, possibly.
Dude, the funny thing is...
And dude, we didn't even talk about this. Mike Evans from the Buccaneers, I think he tore his ACL.
I heard in the chat room today that he was playing.
Oh, really? Oh.
Here's the funny thing. Sean N is in the chat room saying, you guys should set up a Google Voice number, which is exactly what the hog line was.
Oh. I remember the Google one, too, because we got, like, you were able to
got a
pick
DC
whatever,
number.
like, telephone code that you wanted in the country. So we picked like a DC area code.
It was a DC area code, and
but we were living in Staten Island, New York.
And I think it had like a like LeVar Arrington's like 56 in it or something. I don't remember, but that's what Will would always call. He probably remembers the number by heart. I have no idea. Him and Kenny Ken would call that.
That was a long time ago. That was back when we had Norville Turner.
We could set
not
that
his
up.
son as a coach.
I think it would also be cool if we just set up a channel in Discord where people could just drop audio files in there. I don't know if it's possible.
I don't know. I don't know if we can do that.
I don't either. I think.
All right, we need to do games and kicks.
Well,
kicks and games.
Dude, I nearly forgot.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We won the game. So you know what that means. We're gonna have to do the.
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
Kicking the Balls Award this week is brought to you by. Same as every week, Ridapoo. Can I go first this time?
Rid a giant poo poo.
I know this is harsh, but I'm gonna have to give my Kicking the Balls Award to Alex Smith. He had 2 picks, and what really made me give him the ball was the fumble there at the end, which made my heart skip 3 beats in a row.
Yeah.
They weren't really trying to win, the Eagles, at the end, I gotta say. They weren't calling their timeouts properly. They weren't doing anything, regardless of what this whole Sudfeld situation is.
Right.
And then he fumbles. And then he tries to give it to him.
Fumbled it.
That is why he's getting my kick. So go ahead, dude.
All right, and don't forget that the Eagles, by losing that game, they get the sixth round draft pick, or the sixth
overall
pick in the draft instead of the 9th pick in the draft. Man, my mouth is so dry.
Mouth is so dry. It's because of all those salty taquitos you eat.
My mouth is so dry.
Every time I talk to John.
All those taquitos.
John, what are you having for dinner? Taquitos. John, what are you having for dinner? Taquitos.
Taquitos.
Guess what I'm having? Taquitos.
Dude, guess what I'm having? Taquitos.
John loves, like, whatever brand it is, Jose Olay Taquitos.
I forget. I don't know if that's a guy that's on there or not. I think that's like, I can't remember.
It's something Olay, I remember. Is it the yellow box?
I have to look. It's like the blue box, like the large box.
Oh, okay. Guess what I'm having, Sean Ian says. Probably taquitos.
Probably taquitos. They're very easy to cook.
Taquitos.
I myself rather like taquitos during a football game.
They're good.
They are.
I enjoy
taquitos. All right. Kicking the balls. Mine?
Yeah.
Well, mine has got to go to Steven Sims Jr., who fumbled another kick return, a punt return. I can't even remember. It was a kick or punt. It doesn't matter. God, do we not have anyone that's better than this guy? He sucks at doing kick returns.
Yeah. I mean, Danny Johnson was returning something at one point, but why does he keep going in there and fumbling? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if like people run it up and yelling things like peacock or like bricks, and like making him be like look at him or flinch or something. So he fumbles the ball. I don't know. There's something about it. He just can't do it.
He can't do it.
We need to.
He needs to not do it this week.
Send Brian Mitchell a text. He's probably already answered this. It's like, dude, why can't he? What is he doing? Like, can you notice like something in his while watching him physically that he's doing wrong, or is it just a mental thing?
Dude, can I ask you a question?
Nah.
I asked you this during the game, but I want to see if anyone in the peanut gallery knows either.
Yes.
Why was Toohill in for Chase Young at the beginning?
We were just like 95, and I was like, who is 95? Oh, 95's Toohill.
And I'm like, why is Chase Young over there?
And you were like, why is he in the game instead of Chase Young? And I said, I don't know.
No one knows.
No one knows.
And who is
like a four plays in a row or something, 3 or 4 plays.
And who is Jay Kunazik that had 2 tackles?
I have no idea.
Some of these dudes, I don't even know who they are.
Kunazik, Jordan Kunazik.
Had you ever
I've never
of him?
heard of this guy. I don't even know what number he had on during the game. I have no idea.
I saw him during the game, and I was like, "Who's that dude?"
Hold on, let me. I've got this. I've actually got this open.
Kenny Ken will know. He'll know who he was and where he came from and everything else.
What's his
Yeah,
last
good
name?
point. David Herzing pulls out a huge point. Why was he in and not Kerrigan?
Yeah, I wonder.
Why? I only saw Kerrigan once. It says he had 2 tackles, but I only saw him on camera like once, I swear, the entire game.
I saw. Yeah. No, I
Is he
didn't see
gonna
him very
retire?
much at
Like,
all.
what's the
Jordan
deal with
Kunazik is a linebacker.
have a
Number
feeling-
59.
I have a feeling that Kerrigan's not going to be here next year, as much as I love Kerrigan. They've kind of just let him fade off into the distance. I thought he was going to have a huge year this year with Chase Young and Sweat, but he hasn't really. I mean, he had that big game against the Eagles, right? The first one.
It's
Let's see his
man,
stats right.
that's I don't know. This is something we'll probably come back to in the offseason as well. It's what do we do with Ryan Kerrigan? Because they were talking about shopping him around at the trade deadline as well.
Dude, he still has 5.5 sacks this year, quietly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But then he's
that's something we'll have to come back to.
What I'm looking at right now says he's only had 9 tackles the whole year, but he's had 5.5 sacks.
Yeah.
that be
That's
right?
a specialist. That means Ryan Kerrigan's become a specialist.
That's not true. I think that's wrong. I think it's completely wrong.
You don't think he's a sack specialist?
No, I mean, I think he's had more than 9 tackles.
I don't know.
All right, maybe not. Okay. Anyway, we
Think about it, because to get run, like, a lot of times he especially with him, he kind of runs by the play.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably has something to do with it.
All right, let's look at the other kicks that are in the rooms. Mr. Greener D comes up with another. He's all on the linebacker front. I'm glad that we have Mr. Greener D in here to bring up linebacker. He's giving his kick to Reuben Foster for still being on injured reserve, and that's going to be interesting.
All right, Josh.
That's going to be that's going to be interesting to see what happens with Reuben next season.
I don't think Reuben's ever. Well, I don't know. I never thought Alex Smith was going to play again because I saw pictures of what was going on with his leg, and they were just like pieces were missing. A lot of pieces were missing.
Yeah. I
mean, he's got like a contraption on there to help him lift his foot up, like the arch on his foot.
I'm pretty sure that Reuben Foster is a free agent after this year, but the way that we treated him over the last few years, I wouldn't be surprised if he would come back for a favorable price to us.
I mean, we did pay his medical bills over the last couple of years,
and millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars on top of that.
Yeah,
and
so
he
that'd be interesting.
And there you go. So that's not a bad idea. I mean, right now, the Redskins are in the playoffs. They are at least the 19th. What is it? Their draft pick's going to be at least the 19th. No better than the 19th pick.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I like what Mr. Greener D is adding to the conversation today, and I really would like to welcome him into the Discord room.
Welcome.
If you look down in this corner,
the Hall of Presence.
Go in there, enjoy the peanut gallery, join the chat.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you in there.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Because you can do it at any time, man. People are on there. Kenny Kim was on there in the middle of the night,
Dude, Kenny Ken is always on there 24 hours a day. I don't understand it. I don't know.
Some people do that. We used to do that kind of thing when we were in theater, way back in the day.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, so
I'm about to go to bed.
Yeah, we got to get the game ball on here.
Oh yeah, game ball.
Because we're already over an hour on this bad boy.
It's because we won the division. To the Redskins.
I know. I feel like playing that music again.
Oh, we can play that. Well, can we play that?
We're allowed to, yeah. I just got to find it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, game balls, man. Start game ball music and find that music.
Okay, let me start the game ball music first.
NFC East champions, people.
Wait,
That's
is
who
there
we're
anyone
talking
else?
about.
Wait, is there anyone else's kick we didn't call? Yes, Sean in gives his to Dwayne Haskins, and David Herzing gives his to Joe Judge, the coach of the Giants. Nice. Okay, I think that's all that I see in there. Anyway, let's go to the game balls.
And now, the coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Awards brought to you by no one because, well, how do I say this? We haven't won enough for anyone to sponsor the Game Ball. Until next season.
Until next season.
So, yeah. Anyway, you go ahead and take this away.
All right, game ball. My game ball for this game. You know what? I'm gonna throw you a softball, dude. I'm gonna throw you a softball. I'm gonna throw you an underhand, like straight on, no curve, like underhand curve, like I'm trying to throw like highlight or something like that. This is straight on, beautiful. Knock it right over the fence, softball. I'm gonna give my game ball to Montez Sweat, who had a sack.
That's a good one.
He caused the fumble that Chase Young picked up like a little baby chihuahua.
Baby
started
chihuahua.
running down the field with it. I mean, those two guys, it's manly and man. It's man and manly. Manly and man. Man and manly. Here we are, man. It's like the good old, it's like just like good times.
If you give yours to him, then I'm going to have to go with the other bookend.
Here comes your softball.
Chase Young for dominating, being a leader. And you remember, I was not too keen on us getting him so high up, remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I couldn't be. I've done a complete 180 on this. He was the best pick we could get. By far the best pick we could get. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. He had an awesome game again. It seems like he gets better and has more impact on every single game. Like he has more of an impact in each game. And I can't even wait till he's in the playoffs to see what he's pumped, dude. He's like, I want Brady is what he was saying.
I want Brady.
So it's amazing. It's been amazing to see him.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm sure that is bulletin board material for Tom Brady, but Chase Young might be one of those guys who he doesn't care and it doesn't matter. We have to see what their offensive line can do and what our offensive line can do in this game coming up on Saturday night past Brady's bedtime at 8:15 at night.
Yeah.
It's
going to be past his bedtime, so he might not be able to play very well. He's going to be tired.
I think it's 1-3 in night games.
All right, other game balls. This one is cracking me up. David Herzing to Nate Sudfeld for making his draft pick all worth it.
Hey, dude, that's Super Bowl champion Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah,
don't forget that.
That was funny because you were saying that on the phone to me right when someone in Discord was writing that.
Yeah, yep.
I think it was Shanny.
That was nice.
Let's see, Dwayne Haskins. Wait, no. Sean, who else is giving theirs? Mr. Greener D for a game ball to Doug for making the Giants fans go crazy.
That's Eagles coach Doug Peterson. I gave my team every chance to win. I don't know what you guys talking about.
Yeah, that press conference was cracking me up. And then some guy was like, it was obvious.
It's like, I had this guy in, I had this guy in, I had Darius Slay in.
He was like, yeah, I just wanted to see what Sudfeld could do there. And then the interviewer was like, it was obvious that you weren't trying to. And he was like, Anyway. On that note, while that guy was in the losing locker room, guess what we were doing?
Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I was doing? I was going to bed because I had to go to the doctor the next day. But then that Monday night, I was like, whoop, whoop, yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. I've got my Washington Nationals Finish the Fight sweatshirt from 2019, the last normal year we've had. That's how I feel with the Washington Redskins, our Washington football team right now. Finish the fight. You're in the playoffs. It's time to finish the fight.
Dude.
Master Tom Brady.
Dude, that music I just downloaded, it's going to be our celebration music from now on. Oh, you want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Champions! Yeah! All right, sit down. Okay, what else do we need to do? We haven't had Sean in on for the injury report. Let's just do that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Sean in, are you coming on for this, or are we just reading it? I don't know. I don't know if he's coming on. No, he's not coming on. Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, his kids are screaming. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
All right, so here's the injury report. Terry McLaurin, who we didn't even think was going to play, had a touchdown. We didn't even give him a shout out.
Had a touchdown. We didn't even give him we did not even give him a shout out.
Shout out to Terry McLaurin for battling through. And then his post-game interview, dude, another leader. The true leader. Both of those dudes. I'm so excited. These two young guys.
Out of the Ohio State University.
And I mean, look at it, dude. Both of those dudes, Terry McLaurin in his second year, Chase Young in his first year, and they're leaders, and they've already won a division. That means they're not going to accept losing. They're not going to accept it. It's going to be awesome, dudes.
They've won a division with like 4 quarterbacks, including Haskins, who we don't even need to talk about. But if we had him, we had Kyle Allen, who broke his leg. We had Alex Smith, who came back from a broken leg. And we had Taylor Heineke, who may or may not play this weekend. I think he'll probably play most of the game.
So here's the rest of the report for those of you guys listening on good old traditional Apple Podcasts or TuneIn or Spotify, because you can't see it, because he posted it here on YouTube. It is Terry McLaurin is questionable, non-participant today, Tuesday. Antonio Gibson, same, questionable, non-participant. Alex Smith, same. Brandon Scherf, questionable. I don't know why. Thomas Davis Sr. is out, so he's not playing his last game, so he's retiring then.
He didn't play the last game. He didn't play in this game. We were talking about with the Eagles either. He was like, I'm retiring. And I'm not playing this weekend either, so I'm just going to sit here and get my paycheck
after I get my
watching
paycheck.
The team.
Yeah, so he's done. But anyway.
Well, good for him. He had a long, productive career.
Yeah, and I mean, I heard a piece about. I didn't really follow his career, but I heard a piece about him in when he was in Carolina. That dude like tore the same ACL like 3 times. Did you hear about this?
Oh my goodness, same one?
3 times. He came back each time. He tore it twice in 2 consecutive years. His second and third time tearing it. And he still battled back. I mean, that dude has to have a will to play, that long career if he did that.
That guy loves football. That guy loves football.
And then they said the weird thing is after his third time tearing it, he came back and played, I forget, but like a ton of consecutive games, like a couple years, multiple years without missing. So, yeah, he had a great career. We didn't get to see much of it, being that he wasn't here but for 1 year at the twilight of his career. But yes, hats off to him for a great career. And I hope
a lot of those years were in Carolina, and that's why he came over with Ron Rivera this year.
Yo! Shout out to Adam Cohen, popping in the chat room here at the end of the podcast. Dude, go ahead and pop into the Discord server if you haven't yet. That's where all the action. That's where all the partying happens.
That's where all the action is.
Like this. All right. Sit down. As a matter of fact, I think that about wraps it up. We'll talk to you guys next week after we beat Tampa Tom and the Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay.
As they roll into town. As they roll into it's third down.
Tampa Bay. My
Anyway.
friend Tom, he's gonna listen to this podcast. He's gonna just shake his head.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. He's just like, I don't know anyone who says it like that.
Adam Cohen says this is literally the first time making it to a live podcast despite listening for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Dude,
Nice.
you got to get in the Discord if you're a long-term listener, dude. Pop in there with all the other long-termers. Anyway, this about rounds it out. We hope to talk to you guys we'll talk to you guys next week on another Victory Monday. And hail to the Redskins Washington football team.
Yeah.
And if you see a Eagles, Cowboys, or Giants fan
Giants fans,
you know what to do. Jogo.
We're the best of the worst. We're the best of the worst. We're the best of the worst. We're the best of the worst.
Love you guys. I love you guys, man.